welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to react, why am I saying we? I am going to react to the accessibility fails Reddit thread. Now I've heard that there are some hilarious and epic fails on this Reddit thread, so this is gonna be pretty funny. I'm excited. Alright, so let's look at the first one. Okay, so apparently this is a photo someone took at their company holiday party. And it's a photo of a broken toilet that has the seat busted into a few different pieces and it's balancing on top of the toilet seat. Well, I mean, okay, this one's pretty funny, but I mean, it's pretty much just funny because someone just like left the broken toilet and no one attempted to fix it. So I don't know if like someone was throwing a rave or something in this accessible toilet stall, but I mean, otherwise, outside of the broken toilet seat, the bathroom stall looks pretty accessible. I mean, there's the grab bars and it looks like there's enough space to transfer. I think it's pretty much just that's the only busted toilet in the entire bathroom. I wonder what the heck happened. Like, did someone break the back of the toilet over someone else's head? Oh, or maybe some other stuff was happening in there. I don't know. But, oh my god, that's funny. Okay, anyway. Alright, down to the next one. Oh my gosh. Okay, so actually, something like this has happened to me numerous times. Just like in random cities that I visited around the United States. People will put in like a curb cut, but then like a few paces away, there'll be like an electric pole, like right in the middle of the sidewalk. And there's like no way for a wheelchair to get around it. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's really funny. I'm not really sure what they would have done otherwise though, to be honest. Because I don't really think the pole can move. I wonder where like the other electric poles are placed. Like, are all of them in the middle of the sidewalk? Or are most of them like to the side, between the road and the sidewalk? I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting to figure out. They should do like a city survey or something and see if they need to move electric poles to make the sidewalks more accessible. I don't know, but that's pretty funny. Wow, okay. This one's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. The accessibility page for this cruise line is white writing on a light colored background. So it's very difficult to read if you have a visual impairment. Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. I wonder like who designed that page. If that was like that was an accessibility consultant, maybe try again. At least they have a ramp. Oh my goodness. Why are there so many things like this that happen? Like there's so many photos like this on the internet where like they'll have a ramp and then like at the top of the ramp or at the end of the ramp, there'll be a step. This actually happened when I visited this like little roadside attraction. They have this historic cabin in the middle of Utah that's turned into a museum. And yeah, they have like a ramp going up to it, but then there's like a step to get into the museum. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm like, okay, they try. What? I don't understand. So you can't even park in the second space because there's a wall there. I'm confused. What were these people thinking? Why would you put a wall? You can't get your car in the spot to unload the ramp. Okay, I give up. Wait. This one's confusing. Oh, okay. I think what they're saying is that a wheelchair can't get to the accessible changing room because they have those like storage bins in the way. That, well, okay. So I haven't had this happen to me at Kohl's, but like sometimes I'll visit a department store and they use like the accessible changing booth as a storage closet. So like I'll arrive and I'll go to get into the changing room to use, and like there's just a bunch of clothing racks inside there. So then I have to like go find an employee and they have to like pull out all the clothing racks so I can use the changing room. Like disabled people need to use that. Like people with disabilities do shop. So like why do you have all these items stored in this room? I don't know. It baffles me. But there's stairs. There's stairs to get it. You need a ramp. Plus, it can be so easy to put a ramp in there because it's only 2 steps. It's not like you'd have to be like an extremely steep ramp. You just like put a little cutout and you just like put a ramp there. There's plenty of room to install a ramp. Just install the ramp and then it's actually accessible. Oh my gosh. I can't. Okay, so this is the thing I have to say with this. I think it's really funny because I guess it might actually be useful. Because if you don't need your wheelchair all the time, you actually have a place to leave it and you can like secure it to the bike rack. Like people who use wheelchairs, some of them can walk short distances. So like if they are using like a picnic table that might be right nearby, they could lock their chair up there. Or if they're biking, if they're going on a bicycle ride and they need a place to lock their chair up. I mean, it just depends on your disability. But that's possible. That's actually a really clever idea. I wonder, because that's the one thing I don't like about Walt Disney World. Whenever I go to Disney World and I go on rides and they ask you to leave your chair behind, you just like leave it in this like little like roped off area and you can't actually like hook your chair up to anything and lock it in like you do a bike. If you have to like leave your chair in order to transfer onto a ride or something. Yeah. Huh. So I'm not really sure what the intention was here. The only thing I can think of is that this would be bad if what they did though was turn an accessible parking spot into a bike rack area, which is probably what they actually did. They probably turned an accessible parking spot into a bike rack area. But I mean, if they met the quota and they have enough accessible parking spots in the parking lot and they just didn't repaint it, whatever. But it's fine, but I don't know. Huh, interesting. Well, okay, the only issue that I can see with this one is that if you have a hearing impairment of some kind, or if you're deaf, then this would be really difficult to use because you wouldn't be able to convey what you need to anyone because there's no like way to type it out and there's no video conferencing type situation going on. It's only verbal communication. So like you can't use ASL or type out your message. So that's kind of an issue. But for people like me, this would work out really well because I have a hard time like reaching touchscreens a lot of times or like buttons like that. Yeah, I think you just need like to have more options so that things like this can be accessible to everyone. See, this is what I was talking about before. There's so many photos like this where there's a ramp installed, but then at the end of the ramp, there's a step. Like, a wheelchair can't even use that. Like, you don't understand. You would have to have one of those, like, really, really expensive wheelchairs that do climb stairs, because, I mean, they do exist, and they're pretty cool, but they're, like, outrageously expensive, and, like, insurance never covers them. So, I don't know. That's so weird. I just don't understand what goes through people's heads. Like, why? Why? Oh my gosh. This happens to my friend all the time. People will park in the blue lines and then she can't fold her ramp out of her car so she can load into the car and by herself. Because she drives. She uses a wheelchair, but she drives. So like, it's not like a friend or her partner can like get in the car for her and move it and then unload the ramp for her. So like half the time she'll get stuck waiting for the person to come and move their car. PSA, do not park in the blue lines. It's not a parking spot. It's so people who have accessible vans can use their wheelchair ramp so they can get into their cars. It's not a parking spot. Please understand and respect that. Thank you. What? So it's a Braille map, but all the Braille is covered up by plastic. So you can't even reach the Braille. I don't understand. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Okay. All right, well, that's it for today's video. If you've enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that little bell button down below to receive a notification the next time I upload a video. I hope you have a phenomenal day, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys. So in today's video, we are going to... Hey everyone, I'm Natalie, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everyone, I'm Natalie, and welcome back to my channel.